Hello, hello, all you amazing people out there. Today I'm going to show you a card that I made using one of the collections from the July 2025 online exclusive releases. So I hope you enjoy. My name is Elizabeth Giles and I am with Stamping Unicorns here in Marshfield, Wisconsin. I have several classes, and this is going to be a card that was in one of my stamp camps. Now, the online exclusives that are released are while supplies last, so you want to definitely order it if you like it. Today, I'm going to show you a card that utilizes both the stamp sets and the dies, and then the charming shimmer faceted dots. We're going to do a little ink blending, and I really like this card because you can utilize it with any colors you want. So if you have somebody that really likes blue or orange or just, like I said, any color. So this is what the Charming Day stamp set looks like. And then the dies here, which mine are kind of messed up. You get some dies that will cut out images that you stamp, and then other ones just create images. So very awesome bundle. We will start out. So this is already all pre-cut because that's how I do my classes. We are going to start out with only 4 pieces of paper. So our card base is Berry Burst, and this is 5.5 by 8.5, and we are going to just fold that in half to create a 4 1/4 inch base. And I already misplaced my bone folder. So since I don't have that, I'm just going to grab one of my blocks here and just crease the edge of that. Okay. We don't actually need this until the end, but I like to get it out of the way. The other pieces we have here, we have a piece of basic black, and this piece is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Then we have 2 pieces of Bubble Bath, and these both are 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so as you can see, out of this piece, I did die cut this beautiful flower arrangement in black, and I'm just going to take this and get out all of the extra pieces. Now, typically when I am cutting and using it myself, I will use the die brush. So you keep this in the die and then you use the die brush and go over it. But this doesn't have that many little pieces to punch out. Okay, this is going to get covered up, so we're not going to see that. So instead of just using another piece of paper, we're utilizing what we have. All right. So I like to stamp the inside first, and on the inside we are just stamping some petals and then the thanks. And since we're using black stays on, I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper so I don't get it all over my mat here. And let's just right in the corners. And then this one is going to be the bottom edge. So I'm just going to stamp another one like that. And then the sentiment here says, "Thanks for being you." Now, when this suite came out, I knew right away that I was going to get this one. The imagery and the designer series paper just speak to me. The other thing I'm going to do on the inside here is just take the Berry Burst. And I have a small blending brush. And since Berry Burst can leave splotches, you want to definitely dab that off. And I'm just going to add just a little bit of shading around the edge, just to kind of soften it. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. Of course, it's your card. Do whatever you want. But there we go. All right, so that's the one. Now, the other piece which is the same size as the inside piece, we're going to put down, and we're going to grab some old washi tape. So this is way old Stampin' Up! Washi tape, Candy Cane Lane. I am taking the thickest. Let me get you a measurement. So that's just over a 1/2 inch thick. So I think it's like a 5/8 inch. Now, if your washi tape is super sticky, just kind of touch the back of it to get it to be not so sticky. If you want, you can just put it on your clothes and it'll pick up a little bit of stuff. You don't want it to pick up like hair and stuff off to the side though. All right, and this is gonna go straight across our bubble gum piece. And we're going back in with the blending brush. Now this piece is going to end up going right like this. And I want it kind of dark right in this area. We're gonna start with this area and then just keep working our way out. Because you can always go darker, you can't go lighter. Once it's on there, it's on there. So just getting it nice and colored. And just take your time, layer the ink, let the ink do the job. All right, I think that's about what I want it like. Just gonna keep going around. Now I don't want to bring this color all the way out to the edge, but I do want it to show a little bit of a difference. So we're gonna bring in Bubble Bath and do a slight tone on tone. And this one I have the big headed brush for because I really want it just spaced out. And I'm just going to go right along the edges of that part and then make sure that I get this area. Now down here I probably won't do much at all because it's just going to be the bubble bath. But definitely these other areas. Oh yeah, that looks really good. And you might think, oh, that doesn't even look like it's colored over there. But the magic of when you peel it back, and when I peel it back, I always do it at like a 45-degree angle. So right like that. Oh, so mine is picking up a little bit of the cardstock there. So I'm going to come from this side and start it. There we go. Boop. And look how great that looks. Okay. So we're going to come back in with our stays on, and the sentiment here is you made my day. There's also a can't wait to see you again soon. Hey, happy birthday. So you can really make this for whatever you want. And that's a little crooked, but it's fine. And then we're going to bring in and finish this card up. So let's set that off to the side. All right, so for the inside, we are just going to glue that straight down. Boo, boo, boo. And there's going to be a little bit of a wider border than normal, but the edges will be at the same. Okay. Now we'll put down our black. Pew, 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 pew. I absolutely love doing kind of like, it's almost a monotone look, but it's not because the black really stands out. But you could absolutely do this with monotone. You could do it really just neutral. You know, sympathy cards are really hard. I think this would be a great sympathy card. Or like a birthday or graduation. I mean, this technique, oh my goodness. We're just going to pretend that didn't happen. But this technique will work for a lot of different things. Now we have this. And you know what I forgot to grab out were my black. Oh, Right here's some. The black dimensionals. You guys don't forget about these. So we're going to add about, I don't know, 5 of them, I think. 6. We're adding 6. 6 mini black dimensionals. I'm peeling the backs off. Let's pop that up here. Now, since I got a splotchy over here, I'm actually going to off-center it a little bit. And it is what it is, but I'll get rid of those splotch marks. And then lastly, on this card, we are going to grab the embellishments right here. And I had somebody ask me what these envelope things are. They're plastic passport holders. So they work wonderfully. You will have to cut down your embellishments, but they do work great. So, oh, my putty might be dry. There we go. And I had to put one there because my paper was getting ripped up there. Yeah, my putty is pretty dry. Okay, so here is our finished card. Voila. And this is my original. So you can see, like this one I had way more shading on than this one. But yeah. Oh, and then I did the inside different too. All right. Well, I hope you enjoy. Remember, this is an online exclusive. There's some cute designer series paper that goes with this as well. So get it while you can. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.